Yeah, I woke up this morning. I got out of bed, had my bacon and eggs, and I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back to the well, and I'm going to bet the Eagles just one more time. Not this week, right? I don't know if they're going to win this game by margin because Jacksonville's a desperate team. But I like the Eagles, again, 7-1 to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl with a little sprinkle at 12-1 for the Eagles to win the Super Bowl. Give me the Eagles and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. But what I like in this game, Brad, I don't want to overthink this. This is probably my favorite prop bet of the weekend. A.J. Brown receiving yards, 71.5. I know he just came back last week.
Great call.
But the Jags play absolutely nothing but man defense. Good luck against A.J. Brown if you play nothing but man defense. He's went over 71.5 receiving yards in all 4 games that he's been healthy in this season. He's number 1 in the NFL in yards per route run against man defense. Last season, 3.54 yards per route run against man. The Jags, most man-heavy defense in the NFL this season, but they're also top 10 worst man defense in completion rate allowed, 68.9%. Defensive success rate allowed, 50%. And yards allowed per coverage snap. A.J. Brown, like I said, leads all qualifying wide receivers against man coverage. So A.J. Brown over 71.5 receiving yards. Not going to overthink this one.
Yeah, you know what? I'll just add a little cherry on top of the Sunday, that line of thinking, bonus time, bonus time. I like the over on longest catch, 26.5 yards. For
Love that
A.J.
too.
Brown as well. He'll probably catch a 30 or 40-yard bomb in this game, and so will his tag team partner. Give me Devontae Smith over 22.5 yards on the longest catch at a minus 115 juice. You look at Devontae, he has done this only 3 times this season, but a hefty target share of 27.2%. What's unusual for him, he's number 65, so uncharacteristic for a big play wide receiver. An average depth of target, but number 24 in yak, number 16 in yards per route run at 2.27 this season. It's the Jags, man. They're the definition of dregs of the keg. Number 32 in pass EPA defense this year. And the reason why I really love this prop, he's going to get a ton of Ronald Darby in coverage. He was giving up a 74.4 catch percentage, the 12th most yards of any DB in the National Football League at 378, 12.8 yards per catch, and a 129.4 passer rating as well to his assignment. So Devontae Smith over 22.5 yards on the longest catch. He, like A.J. Brown, could have a 30, 40-yard bomb off the hand of Jalen Hurts that he'll cradle to the body, and we cash in. I think this one hits. All right, with Jags and Eagles past us now, let's move on to the next game.
The Detroit Lions, the Green Bay Packers.
All right, the marquee match of the weekend. Horvat's going to be sweating this sucker out. We talked to Doug Russell, our Packers insider, earlier. He believes, so he's got no real inside information on that. Nobody does, because Matt LaFleur has just said limited. When asked about Jordan Love, we all expect him to play in this game. Maybe we'll actually get some concrete news tomorrow. But Detroit laying 2.5. And the over-under sitting at 47.5. Rain is in the forecast, so it's not going to be whipping around and blowing a ton. Will be a little bit chilly there in the 50s. Might be slightly impactful, but I wouldn't be overly consumed with the Mother Nature impacts in this game. So knowing all that, what is your play in Lions and Packers?
Yeah, we've been talking about this one all week. I loved Green Bay at 3.5, and they took some money, so they're down to 2.5. And I think that's the market telling you that Jordan Love most likely is going to play in this game. The total also really interesting. I initially liked the under when it opened at 49 with the Jordan Love injury and also the possibility of some, like you said, rain in the forecast. And that's why I like Green Bay so much in this game. Detroit offensively, probably the best offense in the league. Best offensive line, Jared Goff playing like an MVP candidate right now. 2 really good running backs in Gibbs and Montgomery. Awesome skill position players, especially when Jamison Williams does finally come back. St. Brown, top receiver. I know Laporta's having a down year as far as fantasy, but I think he has a big week against Green Bay. Like his anytime touchdown, plus 140. Love him over 3.5 receptions. Problem is it's juice minus 165. You got to SGP that thing. But I like Green Bay with this being the first road game outdoors for Jared Goff. That's where he struggles a little bit. The splits aren't as great. Green Bay, number 1 in the league in takeaways. They're going to have to get pressure on Goff against that elite offensive line, though. Rashawn Gary, the last time they played Detroit last season in that second matchup, had a career-high 3 sacks. If they're able to get home, sack Jared Goff 3 to 4 times, force a turnover or 2, set up some good field position for Jordan Love in that offense, I think Green Bay should win this game outright. This is a huge game, even though, there's still plenty of football to go, because I think ultimately they split. I think they'll probably lose in Detroit. Green Bay never plays well in Detroit, but they should take this one at Lambeau Field, especially if we get some wet conditions. So love the Packers. At 2.5, you might as well just take a little money line. Maybe use them as a teaser leg. Tease them up to 8.5. You're going through the key numbers, through a full touchdown. You could tease that with, maybe Cincinnati. Take them down to 1. I like that look a lot, but I like Green Bay in this game.
Yeah, look, I kind of like Green Bay to a certain extent. I think Detroit is going to keep this one nice and snug. I really love the over more than anything else at 47.5. But the one player prop have been winning on pins and needles to show up, and nothing yet right now in terms of the Packers offensive players, because everybody's waiting for official news on Jordan Love. So you may not get this until late tomorrow, maybe early Sunday, when the official actives and inactives do come out. But whatever the number is on Christian Watson receiving yards, I'm taking the over, baby, at whatever juice it is. He's number 11 among all NFL wide receivers in ADOT at 16.0. Big play specialist. He may only catch like 3 balls in this game, but one's probably going to be for a supreme chunk gainer. I think this number is going to be somewhere in the 40s. I think he's going to crush that. I'm probably going to play in the alt market up to maybe over 60 or more receiving yards. Why? You look at Detroit, number 4 in passing EPAD. Okay, by that measurement, they've been outstanding. But you look at the individual matchup projected for Christian Watson, it's Carlton Davis in coverage. Davis has allowed the 10th most yards of any defensive back in the NFL at 378, giving up a 104.7 passer rating to his assignments. And that is a primo mano-y-mano setup for Christian Watson. As long as his hamstrings don't disintegrate in the blink of an eye, which is always a risk for him, especially maybe given the wet conditions that could enhance that risk. But I think he's a guy that is going to ball out in this game and cruise over whatever the standard line is. And I'm probably going to play in the alt market, either whether at 50 yards or 60 yards receiving, whenever it shows up there at BetMGM. We got a question, too, in regards to this game from a viewer on Twitch. Johnny_McTwitchy says, how's about a shootout, Green Bay versus Detroit with the machine? Mandatory Montgomery, 2 touchdowns. Give it to me, Brennan. I need some Billy Idol on this Friday. Oh,
he's definitely scoring 1. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to score a touchdown. There's no question about it. But is he going to get 2?
It's what's crazy, man? I don't know about 2. I think him and Gibbs both get in. They've been really making an effort to get Gibbs the rock, man. There's a reason why he was the top 10 pick. It's crazy to see 2 running backs on the same team priced this way, though. Montgomery anytime, -140. Gibbs anytime, -120. Not even or plus money on either of those guys. That's implying that this is going to go over the total like you like.